That's his secret.
That's just secret.
I always get
Dirty.
it. You're dirty.
Dirty.
You're
Dirty.
I mean, probably, but still, dirty. So I want to report that thanks to Cody, I can now not unhear this fucking chair. Before it was completely invisible to me, and now it's so present.
You're welcome.
No, not cool.
You're welcome.
Not cool.
Sounds like you're welcome.
That it doesn't sound at all like I'm welcome.
Joe gets it.
I don't know.
Joe doesn't get it. Not
Sounds
this
like
time.
2 against 1. You're welcome.
You asshole.
That's what it sounds like.
You asshole.
That's what it sounds like to me.
I don't like this rule anymore.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, sorry. Sorry, that motherfucker.
Ha, got him.
Yeah, he did.
How y'all doing?
Doing all right.
All right.
How are you?
I'm tired.
And why are you tired, Cody?
Stayed up too late.
How late did you stay up?
Midnight.
That's not late.
Then I woke up at 6. Well, technically 5:45.
Sounds
Uh,
like.
Waking up at those times that you normally get up for work.
I was gonna say, like my alarm goes off at 6:45, but I'm up at 6:30 most days. So
Yep, I didn't have my alarm set. My body's just like, hey, it's that time.
it's time.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun not falling asleep anymore.
Internal clock.
Like, you
Yeah.
dick.
I woke
Internal
up
Yahtzee.
around 6 o'clock, which is the normal time that I usually get up.
Bunch of jerks.
What were you doing until 12 o'clock? Was it playing Starfield?
No, I didn't. I haven't played Starfield in like 2 days.
I haven't played Starfield since last Saturday.
And not.
I too had not played Starfield until last Saturday, but I did play for like an hour last night. So
I'll say this though.
slowly catching up, but not at all catching up.
That I'm still playing that fucking Crimson Fleet mission.
Yeah.
It's a
Really?
side mission.
Mm-hmm.
That feels like a main.
Bro, dude. Oh my god. I'm like I think I'm towards the end, but like oh my god, dude, it's so long. There's so much to it. Like there has to be I probably could pull it up on the Xbox. There has to be like probably 20 different things to do so far.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like go here and the well, spoiling too much of it is, I don't know if you've seen this mission or what it is, but you essentially go undercover in the Crimson Fleet for the fucking UC. And so you're infiltrating the Crimson Fleet, and then you have to report back your progress at certain points in it. So you have to go from the Crimson Fleet to them and then back, whatever, right? But it's like those aren't even like the long ones. It's like some of those missions, like, and I'm trying to do it like like according to like the being good part of it, like not trying to kill people as much as possible. Man, the want to just shoot some of these motherfuckers in the face though. They start mouthing off to me. I'm like, ooh, man, I wish.
I don't remember which mission it was where I had the opportunity to go guns ablaze or use some, use my words to avoid it, and I was like that close to just fucking, I'm shoot them all.
Yeah, once I finish the story mission though, the story, like the actual story campaign portion of it, I'm just gonna run around without a companion and do whatever I want, because like I'm just trying to go through and see like how it works with the companion like 100% of the time. And so far there's only been one time where like I really told my companion like stand here and don't fucking move because you have to be stealthy and you can't be seen. and I was like, and she just like stops in this corner. I was like, why are you standing right there in the open? Like, move. But then the other part of the games where like once you like sneak into a place and you get the credentials you need to go in, the game just acts like that person doesn't really matter anymore, because then like they're like, oh, show me your security pass or whatever. You show it to them, like, you have that credential too. Like, yeah, I sure do. And they let them in. I was like, what the why? Okay, all right, whatever. But yeah, it's just
that is the magic.
Yeah, apparently.
I remember that back in Fallout though.
I did
the number of times where it's like you have to sneak around this place, and so you're sneaking around, but then like you're being all stealthy, and then your companion is literally just walking in, like crouch walking in front of the enemy, and they don't see him, and it's like, well, it's a good thing that they just turn off, all like view for your companion.
It'd be nice if it like did that all the time.
But yeah, I have seen people online complain that that you probably, if you're doing a stealth mission, just leave your companion behind, because they are more of a problem than help in those situations.
Yeah. And there's one part of the mission where you have to go to Neon, and you have to infiltrate this facility, and everyone in it shows up as an enemy, but like they won't. Only the guards, like the actual security guards, will attack you. The rest will try to run from you or whatever. Dude, and my companion just starts gunning down everyone. Nice. Unarmed civilians or unarmed engineers that are in there. She chases him down and kills him.
Everyone dies.
I was like, oh my god.
Russian.
I was like, you are murdering everything.
Yeah. So your companion is John Wick.
Bro, dude, wild. I was like,
I like it.
She got mad at me because I accidentally killed a UC officer without knowing it, because I wasn't paying attention, and I had to like save our companionship, which I didn't think I did, and then all of a sudden like I did it, and I was like, oh shit, okay, that works. But I was like, but in this mission, she was just like, she's gunning down people, and I was like, I guess it's okay, because on the map, on the radar, they shows as bad guys. Mm-hmm. But she's like in her voiceover stuff, she's like, you'll never get away from me, and like I'm like, oh my god, what did I do to her?
She's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I uncorked the wrong bottle of wine.
Yeah, seriously.
I was like, girl, you need therapy.
That bitch is crazy.
Yep.
Now this is therapy.
Yeah, no shit. Therapy by bullets.
Oh, that's a good therapy.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. But the anxiety I get from trying not to just murder everything in sight is
murder, death, kill everything.
Oh, dude, it's just because there's one part of it, you have to infiltrate a UC base, and you get smuggled onto the base, and you have to sneak into the barracks to get a uniform. Mm-hmm. Which actually found out something that I don't think I've heard anyone talk about. But when you're going, if you steal anything like normal, you get caught, right? Mm-hmm. As soon as you put on that UC uniform, none of it's stealing anymore. It's not stealing anymore. It all shows up as stuff you can take, because you're seen as so like the little marker goes away completely. And I tested it, and I stole something in front of someone. It wasn't stealing, obviously, because the marker wasn't there, and then like, no one batted an eye, and I was like,
that bitch.
That's a cool little detail.
I was like, oh, that's rad. I was like, I'm gonna have like a faction uniform for everybody just in my inventory, so I can just be like, right. I want to steal from here. I was like, that's fucking wild. I stole
change clothes right in front of him.
Bro, I stole a dude's helmet out of his locker while he was sitting in front of it, just to test it. I did a quick save right before I did it, and I was like, let's find out. Walked over, stole his helmet, and he just stood there, and I was like,
nothing? Not
what?
Guess I'm gonna just go.
Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah.
I'm gonna head out.
I actually, so funny story. So I grab jumped to the ship, the Vigilance, which is the UC ship you have to report to. And I accidentally hit the wrong button and I fired a rocket.
Oops. Hate when that happens.
Oh my goodness. I'm just happy it
What'd you
auto saved right as I grab jumped in because I hit the UC Vigilance.
No.
It
Blow that
didn't
bitch up.
destroy it, obviously. Like, a single missile shouldn't take down a fucking giant battleship. But every ship turned on me right away. And I was like,
no.
Motherfucker.
menu, load, last save.
Let's try this again.
But I did get an
That
achievement.
that was my
An
biggest
achievement?
issue.
Yeah. I got it. What was
the
it?
achievement?
What was it called? Hold on, let me pull it up.
Blow
real
them
quick.
bitches up. That's a good achievement.
Like, I was just like, oh shit, that wasn't by accident. Does it show my achievements on here somewhere?
Now it's probably something like what you got in what was it? Aliens, Alien Isolation. If you try to fire a gun at the alien, it gave you an achievement for doing something pointless.
That's fantastic. The Dunce Award.
Yeah.
Dunce Cap Award.
I don't have my phone in front of me, so I don't even know what achievements I have.
Joe,
That's
did you
my
not
fault.
come prepared to this?
I have my iPad. My phone's in the other room.
Where's it at? Where's this achievement at? What the heck?
What the heck?
They can't take achievements away for restarting a save, can they?
No. Did either of you guys do that mission that I had talked about last week?
No, I was going to do it, but then I got into this fucking Crimson Fleet one.
Cody's in a week-long
Dude, bro,
mission
I'm
right now.
telling you, man, it's fucking wild.
Because I finally completed it. It took me a while to actually figure everything out, and I don't mean the mission like figure out, because there is a small puzzle in the mission that if you're paying attention is not too hard to do, although it requires the knowledge of reading and spelling, which foiled me halfway through the puzzle.
Got him.
Yeah, I got. But yeah, it was a cool little mission to do, and got a nice little reward. That as soon as I got the reward, I was like, "Fuck, I'm done." And I haven't been back, so I haven't actually been able to really play around with the rewards of it.
I went to the moon and tried to start. I don't know what the right word is. Like, I essentially tried to put down some stuff to start, like,
An outpost?
Building an outpost.
an outpost, yeah. And yeah, it's another one of those things where I feel like I'm too dumb to figure it out in the moment, because even like with the few little instructions that it gives you, I'm like I'm not comprehending.
Yeah,
I do know in the outpost building, there's a lot more to it than just putting things down.
You have to put the like the outpost down, or like put pieces down, but you have to do like the power
Yeah.
generators and all that shit, and still like there's just not enough instruction on how to do it. And so I have power generators and power switches, and I have 2 turrets. Those all work, but the actual building seems to not have power to it. I can't figure out how to get power to it yet. And I'm too stubborn to just go on the line and,
and have someone tell you how to do it.
yeah.
Well, apparently, from what I have found out, there is like a help menu within Starfield that does explain a lot of stuff.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
That is good.
I don't know where. I don't remember where it is.
It's probably in
but
settings.
It's there.
It exists.
It's a codex somewhere that you could read through that tells you how to do this stuff. Yeah.
Bastard.
Yeah, I was gonna wait to do that once I do the campaign stuff and like kind of out on my own, so I can not have to worry about like none of the missions have timers really on them. But I want to get through the main story part first, and then I can go through and do all the other faction quests and all those other things. 'Cause I have so many side quests just piled up on that I haven't even touched. Because I'm like, I
I've
don't.
had a few pop up already. I'm like,
Like-
there's what? No.
Yeah, bro.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm like, I'm gonna wait on this because it seems like a lot. I mean, especially since this one side mission is taking me forever to beat.
Right.
Because like you can like, they even tell you like in the like context in the like in the story, like, hey, you can go guns a blazing, but like you got to remember you're technically a UC soldier
Mm-hmm.
or officer or whatever. So like, don't. And I'm like, "Ugh, I don't want to kill him so badly.
It's such a difficult, decision.
Yeah, that's why I was like when I was doing the that one at the on Neon, and like everybody shows up as a bad guy, and I was like,
Shoot them all.
Shoot them all.
bro,
Like, sort them out.
everyone, dude, everyone's
Gotta
going
sort
dead,
that.
dude. And she's just killing people left and right. And I'm just going over and just picking the bodies clean
Mm-hmm.
because like the engineers have med kits. Not that it did them any good because they were super dead, but I was like, oh, free med kit, this and that. I was like, all right, that's cool.
Well, it might not help them, but it helps you.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes that's all that matters, to be
Right.
completely honest.
One of the times too, she like piled up like 3 bodies on top of each other because they were trying to get through this doorway, and she just guns them down. And I was like, God damn! And I went over, and as I picking the bodies clean, you hear her go, "The spoils go to the victor." And I was like,
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
bitch, that's savage as fuck.
That was death justification, friend.
Yeah, and it's funny too because the engineers will turn around and they'll hold like their fists up like they're in a fight, and then she just shoots them, and I was like, all right, well, never mind.
You brought fists to a gunfight.
I was like,
I got bad news for you.
she brought fists
What,
too. They're
what
9
gun
millimeter.
did you give her?
She was using the what was that? The lawgiver? Is that what it's called?
The lawgiver? What is this white herb?
That's a sniper rifle. Was
It's
it?
a rifle.
It's a
Yeah.
rifle.
Is that what she?
Yeah.
I can't remember what she was using before, but I gave her. I found a rare. Essentially, it's an AK. Like it's an old world gun with like attachments, whatever. But it was like 4 times the damage that she was the gun she was using. So I was like, I found out the trick where you can go into their inventory and equip a gun to them.
Yep.
Which if you
I have not figured that out yet.
so basically talk to them, say let's trade, and then when you go into their weapons, you can equip them with weapons, and you can do it even with a gun that only has a single bullet, and they just get unlimited ammo. So you
I
can give
mentioned
them
this-
whatever you want, and they will just murder, death, kill with it.
I mentioned this because before I quit last week, so I have yet to see the fallout of this.
Hmm
I found a minigun.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, and I was like, well,
Yes.
I don't have infinite ammo for a minigun, but I know you do.
Yep.
I know someone who
Here's
does.
this. So I have yet to see how fun that'll be.
Yeah,
with
'cause-
my partner having a fucking minigun. Just,
yeah.
It
Vasco's
sounds
the
like-
Vasco's the only one you can't equip weapons to because he has his own.
Which sucks. Well, I mean, he
Um,
has his own, but like, I'd like to see him.
like you could mount
Have
something.
something.
Like here's
Yeah.
an upgrade to your weapon. It's
Here,
kinda
here's
cool.
here's 2 miniguns.
Yeah, right. Just attach them to your shoulders, and he just goes mech warrior on them.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, so I gave her that, and now she's like long bombing people. I was like, holy shit.
She is having a field day with it.
I can't remember. It wasn't the log. What the hell gun was it? I could probably look it up and see which one it was. But it's not a bad gun because I have one that's actually outfitted with a scope, and it's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
But
I think that is the lawgiver because I have that. It's like a semi-sniper rifle type.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. And I was like, all right, cool. But I was like, then like when I because I had watched the video where a guy talked about like giving them whatever weapon, and I was like, oh, she doesn't. I mean, I don't know if she ever really gets an upgrade, but like I know like obviously like I got her early on, and I'm like at level like 15 or 16 now or whatever. And I was like, she needs a better like see what she has. So I went in there and I'd given her a bunch of stuff, and I was like, and I was like, oh, I just picked this gun, so I gave it to her, and I looked at the differences, and like the gun she was using was rated as a 4 for damage, and I gave her one that was like, oh, I'm sorry, no, I said 4% or 4 times. I gave her one that was 10 times because it was 41 damage, and I was like, she's gonna, and she did. She just fucking murders everything. I was like,
Her gun was rated E for everything.
yeah, I was like, God damn. But giving her a minigun's a good idea, Joe. I mean, I don't.
Right?
I haven't got one yet, but I was like, oh shit.
I didn't even know I picked it up. Like honestly, I was just I'd finished. It was the Mantis. It was the Mantis mission that I did.
Oh yeah.
And I was going through my inventory afterwards, and I was like, "Whoa, where did I pick up this fucking minigun at? This is awesome. I'm gonna give it to my companion because now she can just mow through things."
Super murder, death kill.
Yeah.
Everything.
But like I said, I haven't played since the end of that mission, so I have no idea what it looks like for her to just go guns ablazing through anything.
Pulls a fucking minigun out.
Yeah.
Gun ablazing.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. I'll probably play a little later today.
I will be for sure.
I was about to start playing, and then I realized, oh shit, we have to record in 15 minutes. I was like,
Yeah.
Cody ruining shit again.
Hey man, I ruined it last night when I sent out the thing. So.
According to Mike.
Well,
yeah,
Mike.
right.
Mike's
Oh, sleepy Mike.
Yeah. Sleepy bitch
Sleepy
Mike.
Mike indeed. Did either of you guys watch the iPhone event?
Yeah.
I didn't
after
even
the
know
fact.
that there was an iPhone event.
I
It's
knew
weird
the day
how
before.
I didn't see any news or anything about it. At all.
Really?
Yeah, no, nothing popped up for me.
Me neither until the day before, and that was the only time I knew.
Because usually they announce this like a week or two in advance, and usually I see something of like, hey, there's going to be an Apple event on such and such date. Nah,
Pops up on my iPhone newsfeed.
Yeah, I got it like in the middle of August. I got the announcement.
So I got to work and they were like, "Hey, did you see they announced the new iPhones?" And I was like, "That was fucking today." I was like, "Oh shit, that's right. It is
What's
September."
crazy is that they pre-order. The pre-order dropped the next day.
Yeah.
And
pre-order came out on Friday.
Like the phone orders are starting next week.
Yeah, it always happens that way. Pre-order starts
the
later.
They may not release all the phones, but they usually do release some line of phones within 1 week.
Yeah, they'll do the pre-orders through all carriers and Apple the Friday following the event, and then the phones will come out the Friday after.
I am still TBD on the phone, but it's if I get the smacking deal, I find it hard to say no.
The smacking deal, from what we could see, because you're on T-Mobile, right?
I'm on AT&T.
Oh, you switched?
I've been on AT&T for a good decade.
I thought you were on Sprint before.
I've never been on Sprint.
I was on Sprint.
That seems like a lie. Anyways, I haven't looked at AT&T's deals because I don't want to tempt myself to get a new phone just yet. But so far, what I've seen is Apple's trade-in value is more than everybody else's.
And that's weird because for the 14, Apple's trade-in value was less than everybody else's.
Yeah, because Paige looked at Verizon's site and it's not the same as Apple's.
Really? Because I looked at, but then again, I do have I have a 13, so Verizon and Apple were the exact same.
Oh, yeah.
But it was also, if you want that $1,000 thing, you have to sign up for a new line. It's like, well, I don't have a new line, but since I would be upgrading an existing line, they were offering $850 for it.
Yeah,
but I think because it's weird for you to say that Apple's and Verizon's were different, because I believe when I went through Apple, it was literally just showing me Verizon's trade-in value.
Yeah, that's the weird thing too, because it even says you pick Verizon on there. Because I was doing it through the site, and then Paige pulled up Verizon, and like it's like nah, this is the amount, and like it was like, and Best Buy's was even different too with Verizon trade-in, but I think their trade-in's still technically Best Buy, not Verizon, obviously.
What phone do you have? What does she have?
She has the 12.
And I mean, that could be the difference, but everywhere I went, everything was telling me, oh, you already have a line, you just be upgrading it. Yeah, $850 for the trade-in, which isn't a bad thing. It's just
it's just not
as tempting as $1,000.
Exactly.
Because it starts at $1,100, right? For the 256 version.
1,200.
1,200.
$1,200?
Yeah, $1,199. Yeah.
Yeah. So that wouldn't be too much because I'm still paying off my phone. I'm like halfway through paying off. So if I were to upgrade at and get $1,000, it'd only be a couple $100 to add to tack on to the trade in that I already have.
Yeah, so ultimately that's my
Or
selling
I'm
point.
still paying off. Yeah, but now it's like no, it'd be only $850, and you're tacking on a couple $100 more. It's like my 13 Pro Max already does everything I need. Like, yeah, sure, the titanium is cool, but it's not necessary.
No.
Mm-hmm.
The only feature that I really care about is the SOS type feature, but at the same time, it's not a reason to upgrade for me.
No.
So I think I will be skipping this generation and waiting probably till I pay off my phone that I can that I'll upgrade, or they come out with something way more revolutionary and better. Like I do get that the new chip that's inside of it is actually a pretty damn powerful chip, but especially since they showed off that they're going to have ports of Resident Evil 4 and what was the other one?
Yes.
There was another game that they showed off that was like, yeah, this is Assassin's Creed Origins.
I don't remember what it was.
It?
Yeah, you know what you're talking about. Yeah, I can't remember what it was though.
Yeah, I can't remember, but it's an Assassin's Creed game, and they're showing footage of it. Apparently, they didn't show live like gameplay; they just showed like pre-recorded gameplay of it, of both games. But they looked fucking awesome, and it was partially due to the fact that the new chip inside the 15 Pro Max has like was it 6 dedicated GPU cores?
Yeah, 6
in it.
GPU cores.
And I think 6 dedicated CPU cores in it. And so it's like that's like a fucking powerhouse right there, man. To be able to do that, and the games look really cool on it, really good. But I don't usually use my phone for gaming at all.
Not like
because
that,
touch interface for most games is
garbage.
Like I'd almost have to go buy a Razer makes that whatever
the backbone.
Fucking backbone or whatever it's called to click in to make my phone a switch. But then again, I'd have to take it out of my case in order to do something like that. And I'm just like, this is too much fucking hassle. So there's no features for me to be like, oh, I have to absolutely upgrade this thing.
No.
Nah, I'll wait a few generations. Honestly, the only thing that would probably make me excited for a new iPhone is if they did something like a Galaxy Fold or something like that.
Ugh.
Which I doubt will ever happen.
No, I think they would do it. They would just have to make an Appleized version of it.
A better version, you mean?
So it would be.
I don't know. Be careful. Those Android users really believe that.
I don't know
that Android is just the king of everything.
Yeah. I don't know if I would necessarily call it a better version, but a very good version of it. Because I'm pretty sure that they've released patents, or someone has found patents where Apple is looking into doing foldable screen displays.
Yeah, but Apple has patents for like all sorts of shit that we've never seen.
Yeah, they do, because they look in to see if it's something that they can do or want to do, or if it's even feasible.
Or should do, yeah.
Or should do, because I mean, even Apple, I'm sure, sits there and goes, "Do we really need to release a $2,000 phone? Probably not. It's probably not something that we should do. It'd be a very niche market for them. So maybe once they could get the pricing down to around $1,200 or something like that, they would probably pull the trigger and be able to and do it. But at the same time, yeah, they would, because I've been seeing, people report that their Galaxy Folds are cracking and stuff after like a year or two of use, and it's like,
how much is the 1 terabyte iPhone?
I don't know, but
like the Pro Max 1 terabyte.
Let's find out.
It's gotta be $13.
Keep talking.
More than that.
Keep talking.
It's probably like $1,300, $1,400, something
Keep
like that.
talking.
Because if the base model for 256 is $1,200,
is it the base model Pro Max is $1,200? The 256.
Yeah.
Or is it the base model Pro?
No, the Pro Max.
Well, that's still
the only
two.
one.
That's two.
$1,600.
$1,600.
$1,600.
I figured it would be closer to $2,000. That's why the reason why I ask is because you ultimately say a $2,000 phone would be a niche market, and I semi agree with you because ultimately at $1,700 plus tax right now, we're looking at almost that, and I think people are gobbling that shit up. So maybe not.
Yeah, true. That is very true. I would have thought that the 1 terabyte would only been a couple of like $100 to $200 max more than it. So knowing that it's $1,700 is a little bit more surprising. The fact that, but I still don't think that people are buying that the market of people that are buying the 1 terabyte versus 256 is much smaller market. So I could be wrong.
I guess time will tell. Eventually, we'll end up in this space where we can revisit this conversation.
Yeah, but I do think Apple will eventually release a folding version phone. It will be something very nice, like Apple has done in the past.
And then Android people will say, "Oh, you copied us."
Yeah, of course they'll say you copied us and blah blah blah, and of course Apple will sit there and say, "Look at this magical thing that we've just come up with." Whatever. Like, it's all marketing and whatnot, but as long as they release a good product that doesn't break within a year, that's
the ultimate. Yeah,
that's the ultimate thing. So it may still be a few years off. I don't know. What I find funny too is, like, literally the day after we, they announced the iPhone 15 and everything, you already start, like, I saw an article that's like, what to expect in the iPhone 16, and it's like, are we this like hungry for like new fucking stuff? I barely even read through it because I was like, this is just dumb speculation and stuff like that. But the one cool thing I did see was that they were saying that Apple was working on, and I know other phones have done it as well. It's the behind the glass
fingerprint reader.
Was it fingerprint reader?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was It was some sort of biometric reader.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fingerprint reader for behind the glass thing. It was like, that's kind of cool. Get rid of the side button, fingerprint reader, or doing face, the
only Face ID
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But again, it has to be reliable, and I know within the Android stuff, that shit's not always reliable. For doing the fingerprint reader through the screen.
Well, the other thing too is if you use screen protectors, they make there's special ones that have like a cutout in it, or like doesn't have like the reflective layer on it, so you can still read the thing. Because like Matt has one on his, and when the phone's off, it just looked like there's a circle like missing.
And
I'm like,
that would annoy the fuck out.
Yeah, I'm like,
honestly.
that's super
but then
annoying.
Again, I don't use screen protectors anymore either.
Neither do I.
Just garbage.
Yes.
Just straight garbage. Which was another thing I had seen from people that were rocking the Galaxy Fold, is that the newer one comes with a removable screen protector, because remember the original ones had a screen protector on, but it wasn't supposed to be removable. It fucked up your screen if you tried to remove it.
Yep.
But after a year of opening and closing it, it just developed a bubble and pull away from the actual screen. And it's like it's cool technology, and if Apple could come along and like make it better and perfect it even more, that's what I'd be excited about seeing. But as in the current iteration, it's like you're still dealing with the crease in the screen, you're still dealing with like the separation of the screen protector that you can remove now, but now you have nothing to protect that flimsy ass screen from anything. And of course the opening and closing of it is going to cause fatigue in the screen, and people have already, after a year of like, it developed a crack in it. It's like, it's a cool device, but for $2,000 it should last longer than this.
I agree.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I was actually, customer had it the other day, and the screen almost looked like it was patinaed.
Yeah.
And like you could like, I don't know if it was a screen protector because I didn't look that close to it, but like down the middle where the crease was like super dark compared to the rest of the screen. And I was like, how are you using this phone?
Like, how can you look at that?
Yeah. And the other thing that gets me too is like, when it's open, it's the thickness of a normal phone, but when it's folded up, it's like two phones on top of each other, and I'm like, why would you want that?
Yeah,
It
well,
just
I mean,
harkens people back to the old days of having the Zach Morris phone.
I don't want
right?
those days.
There is some benefits for having stuff like that. You could do like selfies. You know, you can use like the actual good camera. If you unfold it, you're looking at the good camera on the outside of
Right.
it, and you have that now outside screen that you can use
That
as a
uses
viewfinder
forward-facing in a
instead of
sense.
using the more shitty front-facing cameras that you normally have. Yeah, there are reasons for having a fold phone that do make sense. You know,
You out here taking selfies, Joe?
no, I'm not
Okay.
out there taking selfies. I'm just saying it has the ability to do that. Or you can prop it up and you can be like, okay, timed something or other. Or you could, you can watch videos in a much bigger format on your phone if you want that bigger format. Or you could close it up and be like, okay, now I just want this format. But I do get you, like, yeah, it is much thicker to deal with than just a normal iPhone is. But then again, we're starting to get bigger phones, bigger screens now anyway. So I don't know.
I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah, I don't need that shit. Like
Fair enough.
I don't know. Like I don't ever think I just like pull my phone out and fold it out and have to wait and like have to use like an 8-inch screen.
You don't have to use it if you
No, but
want
no,
to.
but I'm
It's
saying
not
is like,
hard.
but like I just don't have the need for it. But then also if again it's folded in half and it's like double the thickness of a normal phone, I'm like, I don't think it's to me it's not worth it. It just doesn't seem like it is a need
No, yeah,
versus
I
just
get that. And it's one thing I think that Apple would do
Yes.
do best at is making it very thin and usable. And that could be one of the reasons why they haven't done it yet. Not until the technology is a little bit thinner and a little bit more mature that they would actually come through and do something like that. I don't know.
Do you remember back in the day when we weren't getting a brand new phone every fucking year?
yeah.
I remember back in the day when phones were fucking weird, man.
Phones are still weird,
Camcorder.
different weird,
It's a different weird, definitely.
different weird.
But I mean, like camcorder phones that had, just like the camera on the side of them.
Oh yeah.
The fucking was it the Nokia N-Gage with the weird taco design that you talked into? Which was also supposed to play games on. Like back in the day, people who made phones just made the fucking weirdest phones just to see like literally just picked up a handful of spaghetti, threw it at the wall, and said, "What are we doing today?" Well, we're doing. It has a camera on it, and you talk into the side of it, and you do texting on the big face with all the buttons on the side, and also it's a flip phone. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's how they built most products back in the day.
And
There's a bunch
then
of idiots who had ideas that they tried to mesh together into one big thing.
And just to see what
Yeah,
consumers would like,
Do
Yeah.
you remember when Nokia was the king?
Oh yeah, I do.
And then they were supposed to make a comeback, and it never happened.
not in the United States.
I remember the same thing with BlackBerry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Making their supposed comeback, and then
The second
never heard
coming
anything
up.
about that
Hmm.
about them again. Yeah.
It's because iPhone came out and changed the way things work. And essentially set the kind of the standard, really, if you think about it, the way that everything kind of goes. You know what I mean? Like everything followed that format. I mean, even down to like, I mean, obviously we know Samsung got sued because of it. But you can look at all the different phones and like obviously the flip phone and that style was like the king for the longest time, and then this tablet brick thing came out and everyone's like, that's actually pretty handy, and it just kind of fell into the norm at that point. That's what
I think
happens.
the focus on good apps is what also drove that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, at first they were just basically websites with icons,
Yeah.
but then the dedication of saying, well, no, we want something that's running locally on this stuff.
Made it an actual
really drove it as
ecosystem.
well. Yeah, and the integration into Apple stuff is what also drove it really well. Because you had something similar with it. I'm going to bring it up again just because I want to. The Palm Pre, the Palm devices were very ahead of the time. Yeah, some people didn't really like the Pre, but it had all the stuff that took some other companies like damn near 10 years to integrate with multitasking and being able to connect multiple Bluetooth devices to it. They were even in their own development of an attachment watch, way before anybody else was doing that type of stuff.
The multitasking was the big thing for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They call them cards, right?
Yeah, they called it cards.
Yeah.
Because you could group them together.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah.
Yep. And then they got gobbled up and then got fucking thrown away.
Literally, exactly. Fucking HP. Oh, this sounds awesome. And we're done a month later. What the fuck? Alright, whatever.
Yep.
I'm still waiting for wireless charging in my fucking iPad. I'm still salty about that.
As you should be, sir.
I could do wireless charging on my Palm, but God, I don't even remember what the tablet's name was anymore. But you could do wireless charging on that thing. And here we are still like 15 years later that I cannot do wireless charging on my iPad. Salty about that. Whatever.
The good news is that you can do it on your phone, and clearly the technology can only exist in a phone and not anything bigger.
Yeah, right.
I think it really comes down to the fact of like where to put the charger, but also like the iPads now are so fucking thin.
They are extremely thin, I'll give you that.
They're extremely thin. I would sacrifice a little bit of thinness because it's not like I'm shoving my iPad into my pocket. I buy the 12-inch Pro model. Like, unless I wear a pair of Jinko jeans,
Hell
I'm not
yeah.
fucking shoving those into a pocket somewhere. So I will sacrifice a little bit of thickness. Plus, it'd probably make the thing a little bit more structurally stable. Those things are like they're like paper at this point, where you're just like, you look at it and it just kind of, crinkles a little bit. I imagine that the real stopping factor is that you can't put a wireless charger inside of a piece of metal, of aluminum. So they'd have to change the backings of it in order to make it really work.
Well, we're at titanium now.
Aren't these aluminum?
I don't think so. It's glass.
No, I think no. No. I think Cody's right. It's aluminum back with a glass front, or with a glass casing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's aluminum casing.
I don't have my phone in front of me. I'm pretty sure it's glass because that's why they broke so easily.
I think it's a glass casing, but there's aluminum on it. Like there's aluminum.
Oh, unless the charging coils are behind.
Yeah,
that
just
piece.
A glass piece.
Yeah.
Oh, is it glass? Let me take it on a case. Ugh, take it out of my case. I hate this fucking Apple case, by the way.
Yeah, don't buy Apple cases.
I have Tech 21. I've bought Tech 21 for the last
fucking
most of the time that I
terrible
Cody, I thought
construction.
you turned me on to Tech 21.
I did, but we stopped getting a really good discount on them, so I stopped buying them.
Oh shit! I won't. Tech 21 is the only thing I buy now.
I'm pretty sure this is metal. That's glass. That's not. I have to look. I'd have to look it up online because I'm pretty sure the newer ones don't have glass on the back of them because of the fact that they keep breaking. Yeah, thank you. I put an Apple case on there. Piece of shit. Terrible fucking construction.
Joe looks like he's deep in research.
Yeah, I was looking at that they do have glass backs. I don't have, because what phone do you have, Cody?
I have the 13 Pro Max.
I have the 13 Pro Max as well. I'm pretty sure that's glass back, but it probably does have some thin piece of metal.
Aluminium.
Either way, something like that probably would interfere with wireless charging, depending on probably how thick it is.
Perhaps. I mean, I don't know enough about the wireless charging technology to know whether or not Something like aluminum, which you can make really thin, could impede it.
But I know they have glass backs. I mean, I've done way too many iPhone repairs
To, to,
to say that they don't have glass backs.
Yeah.
13
No,
glass
it says
back.
it. Yeah, it says it's glass.
Yeah.
but no aluminium.
Well, the body's aluminium. I know that for
Yeah.
a fact.
So like the
But, yeah, the actual frame. But well, because the glass sits on that. But I'm guessing, and I haven't taken one off because, well, I don't have to fix phones anymore. I think the charging foil is mounted to the back
It is.
of the metal.
It is.
Then the glass sits on top of it.
Yeah. But
So
I
it's
think
just
that it
essentially
just might be a
super
very
thin.
small.
Yeah, because
Very
it
thin.
because it has the magnet capability, and you wouldn't be able to do the magnet capability through the
with
aluminum.
glass only.
No, just with through the aluminum body. I think it
Be
would
able to
cause.
do it through the aluminum body. It just depends on how thick
Thick it
everything
is.
is.
That's what I'm saying.
But it is glass back.
Yeah, yeah.
And I imagine that has not necessarily everything to do with aesthetics, but partially things to do with
Functionality
the
or whatever.
functionality, the attachment points and whatnot. I'm sure there's something that involves that in there somewhere. I'm trying to think. Like, I'm not too familiar with the Android phones because obviously I know some of them do. All of them pretty much do wireless charging as well. So I don't know what the materials they're working with there.
Garbage.
I'm sure some of them are plastic, but I'm sure some of them are metal as well. So, I don't know. Something I have to do more research on, but I'm not going to.
Actually,
I'm so lazy.
Either way, all I'm saying is it's a possibility. You can do it, and just give me a freaking iPad with wireless charging.
Well,
because I hate wires in general.
couldn't they do something like they do with the case thingy?
The little whatchamacallit, yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely
There's-
you could have something like that, but at that point you're talking about doing a MagSafe attachment.
Yeah,
a
might as
MagSafe
well.
Cable, which
That way-
I'd be down for as well. There are companies out there, like a company called Volta, that make
Mars Volta.
no, that make little Lightning or USB-C or like mini USB. Anyway, plugs that you can just plug into your devices. So it's pretty much meant for any device that that basically change it into a MagSafe type thing.
Oh yeah,
And have their cable.
where it goes little poop.
Yeah, and it just magnetically attaches, and now it just charges. I believe some of the newer cables allow for data pass through, but for the most part, they just allow it to charge, which is cool. I would totally rock that on some of my other devices, probably even my iPad as well, because it'd be nicer to just have something that MagSafe attaches. They used to sell an adapter that could take a regular cable, adapt it to their cable, and work like that, but they no longer sell it. So, yeah.
I mean, you could do like just the normal Apple MagSafe charger and just stick it to the back of the iPad, and you just have it same way. You know what I mean?
You could. I would be more happy with just a pad, a wireless pad that you stick the iPad on, and not have to worry about anything magnetically attaching to it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because I'm like on these ones, with it has that little like data thingy on the back of the iPad.
Yeah, but you'd have to then make sure that like the way things are designed for that. You'd have to make sure it gets right on those spots, and if you totally miss it, it's not charging. You would have to have a mat that would have to have a couple of the little coils in it so that you wouldn't have to be so precise with it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I just want something that I can just plop it down and it just charges.
It's just
I have something like that for my iPhone if I wanted to. I have one of the Nomad hubs that has 3 coils in it, and that if you just plop it down on there, it's going to hit one of those coils somewhere.
yeah.
So it's going to charge. And there's even better ones out there that have way more coils in it, much like Apple had originally promised with the Air Charger, whatever the fuck that thing was called.
Question mark.
Air
that they abandoned because
air
they
power?
couldn't make it work. Air power? Yeah, that sounds right. That they abandoned because they couldn't make it work. But that's the whole idea. That's what I'm saying. Like, you could just set it down anywhere and it just works. There are those products out there now that can do that. So with the iPad, just give me a big mat that has a bunch of coils in it and just throw it down and it just charges.
Nah, it needs to be more elegant than that.
Well, it'll be in a nice, elegant case. It won't just be a bunch of raw coils just sitting there, just thrown in a pile.
I think that's
the stuff that would make me more excited than what they're doing every year over year, which is that, okay, now it has 48 megapixel camera, now it has island for the front camera. Now it has USB-C. Everybody's like, yeah, that's cool, and it is cool to make everything more standard. But it's like it's not something that drives me to want to buy a new iPhone. Like, even moving from my 10 to my 13, like, the only thing that drove me for that was, yeah, the battery life on my 10 started getting bad. That was the only reason why I upgraded. Otherwise, my 10 was perfectly fine. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's with anything, and that's the criticism everyone always has is like, oh, they didn't release it. I'm like, at this point, we're at a plateau until they design something that's going to be revolutionary.
Yeah,
exactly.
And they're not going to
like a folding phone would be more revolutionary for them.
Yeah, but Apple doesn't go into gimmicky stuff though. And at this point,
I don't think it is necessarily a gimmicky thing. I think it is something that once they reach a point where they believe it's viable, much like in a different aspect, much like the Steam Deck, years ago, that's something that probably wasn't viable. But in this market, after you have the Nintendo Switch, of how popular that was, you could now have a gaming handheld that's very powerful that people want. Now you see all the other people coming out with it. That's what I believe Apple's probably just waiting for, is just to have the technology mature a little bit more before they actually release their own thing.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I just don't think it's a gimmick. I think it is a way. It is some place that is a thing that Apple will eventually do.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is it's gimmicky now because of the way it's made. It's not like a true thing. You look at the commercial and you're like, oh, it looks gorgeous when you open it up. You look at real life and you're like, nah,
not so good.
It's not so great. It's still a gimmicky design, whereas Apple would wait, much like they have with all the other stuff, where they say their entrance of the Vision Pro is like a new device. It's like not really, but
it's not definitely at all.
Yeah.
It is new to them.
Yeah,
definitely.
But it's not, and again, it's one of those things where like that's more like we've been hearing about a headset for years.
Exactly that. It is where they didn't jump on the bandwagon of VR right away. The technology has matured. Not as much as I would hoped it would have. It's not a very universal thing, and to me, it is 1 year. It always feels to me 1 year away from just everybody dropping it because it's not as popular. It's still a very niche, a very expensive thing to get into if you want to get into a good version of it. Yeah, the Quests are good, although their prices have gone up within the last year or two by $100, if I recall right.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah, right. But to get like that really good experience, you have to drop like $1,000 on like a Valve Index or an HTC Vive or whatnot.
And then also have
there's still not
PC to run it.
On the PC route, definitely. PlayStation apparently is very good as well, but it's still the price of a console, like $600 to get.
It's like $700 for the headset and a $500 console.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, that's just ridiculous.
But apparently it's really good.
Yeah, well, really expensive for no reason.
Maybe really good and really expensive go hand in hand.
But that's
Not
that's
always.
the thing. But the thing is, when you're dealing with those tiny screens, because I think that is one of the I don't have the specs in front of me. I want to say that the PlayStation has 4K screens built into it for each eye, and that's the thing too with the Apple Vision, is those screens are high resolution screens for each eye. So that's one of the things that makes them very expensive. And then, of course, all the other things that that are built into it make them very expensive as well. But again, like, yeah, that's, VR came out. Well, I mean, VR has been really around since the 80s, but
Modern day VR.
modern day VR has only been around for like 5-10 years or something like that. And obviously, Apple didn't get in on it right away because it's a niche market. And now, once it's matured a little bit more, they're looking into it, and now they're releasing a device saying that, hey, this is our version of the device, at least Gen 1. You know, yeah.
Gimmicky.
Would you use it if you were given it?
Well, if I was given it, yeah. That's the same as I was using my VR headset until Jake took his computer back. But
goddamn Jake from State Farm.
But it's fun. The other problem, not problem. So with like the Vision Pro, the Quest 2, I think, you don't have to have that much space to do it because you can do it standing still, sitting in a chair, whatever, right? But Vision Pro is less of a VR and more of an AR. So like it's just supposed to augment your surroundings versus create virtual worlds. But it's like one of those things where it's like you really do need to have room to move around to really have the experience be more of an experience. This isn't just basically seeing, like, just sitting. If you sit down with a VR and turn around and like look, oh cool, I can see all this stuff, and it's like this virtual world I'm in, right? Obviously VR. But like with the Vision Pro, like their whole thing is like it's this like self-contained private big screen, so you can see your normal environment around you, but then you could have elements and like
projections in a sense.
Yeah, and Microsoft had their own version of that with their AR headsets, and they're cool, except for their practicality of them is so limited to what you can actually do with them and how good the quality actually is. Now the difference with the Vision Pro is you're not looking through it to real life. You're not looking through lenses. It completely covers your eyes and basically using cameras recreates your surroundings on those screens, so it makes it look like you're seeing the real life.
Yeah.
And then augmenting that on top of it, where like the I'm spacing on the Microsoft version now. HoloLens. The lenses were see-through.
Yeah.
And then that
was pure augmented reality.
Yeah, like real augmented reality. Google did it with their glasses thing for a little while, where that little fucking thing sat in front of your eye. And that's really augmented. Like this is less augmented reality, more just like a heads-up display type thing. It's like when Master Chief puts his helmet on, he's not seeing directly through his visor. He's seeing
an augmented.
Yeah. So it's like that, and it's cool. The price obviously is ridiculous for how much. I mean, you'd really have to like sit down and use that as your main thing. Like, I'm gonna use this on my computer for all the time. Like, I just would never fathom using it enough to pay that. If someone, to Joe's question, if someone give it to me, yes, I would definitely use it.
The price point is the sticking thing on that, and the weird thing about Apple's announcement of the Vision Pro, of the Vision, is that it was kind of all over the place. Like, yeah, you have a lot of really cool use cases for it. If you're doing conferencing in a hotel room, if you're doing, you're sitting at home and you wanted to watch 100 and something,
inch screen
inch screen TV or something like that. The capabilities of doing 3D movies, and that they'll have like Avatar, the new Avatar movie available in 3D on that at day one is really cool. But yeah, it's like there's no one.
The fuck was
Somebody
that?
Just lose that Plinko?
It's my ice machine.
No.
Jesus.
And yes, Plinko.
Yeah, somebody just lost at Plinko. Is that how you lost? Yeah, you lost by collecting the most marbles, right?
Sure.
No.
You'd pull the pins, and if you
Wasn't
dropped more marbles than the
Isn't
other person.
Plinko the thing from?
Funko.
Oh, sorry,
Funko's
Plinko. No. Yeah, what's the one with the marbles? That
Funko or
Plinko's.
some
Yeah,
shit like that.
Plinko's the one
Funko's the wheel, or not wheel of fortune.
Price is Right.
Price is Right
Right
yeah.
thing. Yeah, no. What's the Kerplunk?
Yeah.
Kerplunk. There we go.
Kerplunk is the one. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, now I've forgotten where I was going. Anyway, so basically, yeah, $2,000 for a device that has no one, like, this is what we meant it for, but this is what you can also do with it type of thing, where there it is a little bit much, and it is solidly seemingly aimed at more of the price point is solidly aimed more at the business world, but that's not what their focus was. It was kind of all over the place, and it's like, yeah, I'm not going to spend $2,000 on something that could also do really good 3D movies, and apparently then the new AirPods that they announced can also do lossless audio. Was it the new Pros that they announced as well?
Was it?
They already had lossless audio.
No. There's something else that they announced with the new AirPod Pros as well.
USB-C charging.
AirPods Pro 3? Is that what they're called? I don't remember now. Nope, that's not Pro. AirPods.
You're not Pro.
And
No,
Joe, you kept saying $2,000 for the Vision Pro.
Yeah, it's more than that, wasn't it?
They're $3,500.
$35.
It's close though. It's very, very, very close.
I had to verify because I'm pretty sure they're not $2,000.
But my point still stands. It is aimed more at somebody who's going to be more of a business professional type thing.
Which is ridiculous, but yeah.
AirPod Pros with USB-C, but they had something specific in it, if I can't find it real quick here, that, Apple Vision Pro. So this is the big difference, although it looks near identical to the previous AirPods Pro case. There are hidden hardware differences between the new models, blah, blah, blah. So the H2 chip, yada, yada, yada. With something like the Apple Vision Pro to seamlessly blend the real world, blah, blah, blah. Just get to the fucking point. Apple said that the H2 chip in the latest AirPods Pro and Apple Vision Pro, combined with a groundbreaking wireless audio protocol, unlocks powerful 20-bit 48 kilohertz lossless audio with a massive reduction in audio latency. So you will get a better audio if you pair it with the Vision Pro.
Gross.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyhow, don't buy Vision Pro unless you have money to destroy.
Pro, so that Apple, we need the people who have the money to buy it, so that Apple knows that it's a viable product, and then they go, okay, let's make a cheaper version of it, so that the other people can use some of the features of it. Because you could probably eliminate the eyes on the front glass screen,
which isn't real, by the way.
What?
It's not real.
The eyes on the front glass screen?
Yeah, that's not real. That was just for.
It's not real.
No, that was just like if you look it up, like Marcus even talked about it.
Who's Marcus?
Marcus Brown.
Oh, he's saying that what Apple advertised as putting a face on the front of the screen so that other people can see it is not real?
No, that's just like in the virtual world. Go to Apple's site. I just had it up.
I somehow doubt this.
Because it's a solid. I don't think there's an outside screen. He was talking about how he was using it.
No, there is. They showed it in the video. I don't understand. It's so other people can look at you, at your eyes, and be a little bit more natural. I don't even know how to look that up without really watching the video. I see the video that you're referencing, but everywhere else shows the screen on the front. So I don't know.
Oh, so it's okay. I see what you're talking about. Yeah. Ew, gross. I don't like that even more.
Yeah, that's a feature of it, so
Oh,
that
I would turn that off.
when you're talking to people, like if somebody comes up to you and is like, "Hey, I want to talk to you," and
Nope.
you could look at them and they can see your eyes and face through the the front camera or front screen, so that they know that you're talking to them rather than just talking to 2023 Geordie LaForge.
Nope.
Which I think is totally okay.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want that at all.
I'm perfectly fine with it, but I'm saying that you could take features like that out, and
You
make
should
it
take
cheaper.
features like that out.
And you could probably just make 1080p screens for each eye, make it cheaper. Like that's all I'm saying is like you need people to buy it if you want this.
If you want innovation,
technology,
people have to invest in it.
Then somebody has to invest in it, and that's usually how it always goes. Like you do make the thing that's expensive, the rich people buy it, the not so rich people want it, and so after a few years, after a few iterations, it becomes cheaper because manufacturing costs become cheaper because they start figuring out how to do this to make it cheaper, and then they'll pull some of the features from it to actually make it cheaper. You can have the pro version that has the front screen 4K blah blah blah, and then you can have the non-pro version that has maybe 1080p screens, no front facing eyes and whatnot on it. This is one of those products that if I travel a lot, I think I would really like, because then I can just sit in my hotel room and watch a giant screen, TV and whatnot, or play VR games on it and whatnot.
There's a lot of whatnot in Joe's world. I don't know if you know this.
There's a lot of whatnot in my world because of whatnot.
Nah, I'm good.
How to properly define something? You define it in the definition. You reference it in the definition.
You reference it in the definition.
Exactly.
Joe also explains jokes, so.
He's
well, because I'm tall, they go over your head.
Oh,
wow.
That's nice. That's not nice.
I guess you're walking to lunch today.
Well, with how much longer this is going on, I might not be joining you guys for lunch because I still have to go grocery shopping, and you, I guess, wanted to go to lunch at 11.
Paige wanted to go.
Morning.
Yeah, they talked about it all night.
We actually talked about it a week ago, too.
No.
Mm-hmm.
We said that we want to go to lunch. I suggested Chinese, and then nothing else came after.
You should go back and look at that message, Joe.
No, we're good.
I refuse.
I refuse. Indeed.
That's fair.
Besides, we still haven't nailed down exactly where we're going either.
That is true.
That's because no one makes their minds up. Apparently,
Actually, I was going to suggest we go to that Chinese place that's by that Fry's over in Goodyear, Avondale. I always forget which one is which.
Good Avondale.
The Fry's that has the was it the Fry's? No, I was going to say it's not the Fry's with the
covered parking.
Covered parking. No, there's another one out there that has that Chinese place that we went to.
Yeah, it's the one Mike.
By the way, I love how you posted. Hey, we could try the that one Chinese Red Dragon Cafe, and it's like, yeah, we used to go there.
That was funny to me.
No, that's the thing that's just the Yelp thing. I didn't say we should try it. I said it says check this out because I just shared it from Yelp. That's the place we've went to several times. I know, and I wanted to go back there. But Mike's saying it's not good anymore.
Which is surprising because I didn't even know that Mike went to places like that without us.
He's the one that went to there first. Without us. Yeah.
Pretty sure not.
Yeah, he went there first and then said, oh, it's really good, and he brought us all there.
Pretty sure not.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm pretty sure not. I'm pretty sure I found that place and said, hey, let's go there.
Nah. But apparently it's not as good anymore.
I remember the way I... Yeah, I'm just saying that I'm surprised that he goes there, because every time that I've tried to go there afterwards, they always seem to be fucking closed, and I don't understand it.
Take a hint. I'm sorry.
I'm just blaming COVID for it.
I mean, probably.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Anyway, that's it for me.
All right. So yeah, we don't know what's happening with lunch yet because no one made a decision. So we'll find out, I guess, shortly. Maybe not.
If Mike ever wakes up.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing too, because Paige has to work.
He's not going to make the decision. I'm literally going to be the one making the decision, because you're not going to make a decision either.
Whoa! I tried.
Salty.
I tried. And then he also put something in there too, Joe.
Yeah.
He said he wants to go to this one. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have a decision. We just don't know if he's gonna what time he's gonna wake up.
That really is the big piece. Is whenever Mike wakes up. You remember what was it last week? Mike woke up at like 12:30, like 5 days after the lunch plans, and he was like, "Oh, you guys just go."
That's what I'm saying. It's like, motherfucker needs to learn how to use an alarm or something.
Right. He staunchly refuses.
Clearly. Yeah. Anyhow.
So you're not going to lunch today. That's really what it comes down to.
I mean, that's fine.
Go to lunch, but whatever.
Yeah. So that's it for this week's episode. It comes naturally. We have been
Joe.
Dodge.
I've been Cody, and usual, you fuckers just came naturally.
Bye.